In the darkness of the rainforest night, when most animals are asleep and the world feels still, a small shadow begins to move, silent, careful, heat-seeking. This is the common vampire, bat, one of nature's most misunderstood creatures. Unlike the monsters of legend, vampire bats don't swoop in dramatically or drain their victims dry. They are precise, almost surgical. Using heat sensors in their noses, they detect where blood flows closest to the skin of a sleeping animal. Then, with razor-sharp teeth, they make sign clean the host of and wake up. Instead of sucking blood like a straw, they lap it up gently, like a cat drinking milk. And here's the eerie part. Their saliva contains a powerful anticoagulant called draculin, which keeps the blood flowing smoothly while they feed. It's so effective that scientists have studied it for potential stroke treatments in humans. But what makes vampire bats truly fascinating isn't their taste for blood, it's their social life. These bats, native to regions from Mexico to South America, especially in places like Brazil, live in tight colonies social. A vampire bat must feed on blood almost every night to survive. Without it, they can starve in just 2 or 3 days. So what happens if one fails to find a meal? Eat bag. And if it has built strong relationships within the colony, another bat will regurgitate blood to share, not family. Not mates, sometimes just friends. Scientists have observed that these bats remember who helped them in the past and return the favor later. It's reciprocal altruism cooperation that looks almost human. Even more surprising, they groom each other, recognize individual voices, and maintain long-term friendships. Their brains are highly developed for social interaction, for animals often portrayed as villains. Vampire bats may actually be among the most socially sophisticated mammals in the wild. Of course, they can carry diseases like rabies, and they are sometimes seen as livestock pests. But ecologically, they are part of a delicate balance, and their unique biology continues to intrigue researchers. So the next time you hear the word vampire, don't just picture fangs in the dark. Picture a highly evolved mammal with heat vision, medical-grade saliva, and a social network built on trust and survival. In the shadows of the night, the real story of the vampire bat isn't horror, it's evolution at its most fascinating. Welcome back, the night. In our last journey, we peered into the shadowy world of the vampire bat, a creature shrouded in myth and mystery. But the truth is far more fascinating than any legend. Tonight, we delve deeper, uncovering the incredible adaptations and complex social lives that make these bats one of nature's most remarkable survivors. Most of us picture bats as masters of the sky, clumsy and awkward on any other surface. But the vampire bat shatters the stereotype. When they land near their prey, they don't just awkwardly shuffle. They transform into surprisingly agile terrestrial athletes. Using their powerful, thumb-like claws and strong hind legs, they can walk and even run with an unnerving, almost spider-like gait. Their unique anatomy allows them to propel themselves forward at speeds over 1 meter per second. And that's not all. When they need to make a quick escape or launch into flight, they can perform an impressive vertical jump, springing directly into the air from a standstill. This ability to move so effectively on the ground is a key advantage, allowing them to stalk their often much larger prey with stealth and precision. It's a rare skill in the bat world, setting them apart as true specialists. But their uniqueness doesn't end with their movement. Vampire bats live in a world of complex social dynamics, and communication is at the heart of their communities. While they use echolocation to navigate and hunt in the dark, their social chatter is incredibly sophisticated. Scientists have discovered they have a rich vocal repertoire, using distinct calls to interact with one another. These aren't just random squeaks. They are individualized calls. There are specific calls used by mothers to find their pups, aggressive calls used to defend food or roosting spots, and even contact calls that seem to function like names, allowing individuals to recognize each other within the bustling colony. Think of it as a constant, high-frequency conversation happening in the dark, a web of sound that holds their society together. These calls are learned and refined over time, much like how human children learn to speak. Within these noisy, dark roosts, another fascinating behavior strengthens their social bonds, social grooming. Just like primates, vampire bats spend a significant amount of time grooming each other. This isn't just about hygiene. It's a critical social currency. Grooming helps to build trust, reinforce relationships, and calm tensions within the colony. It's often exchanged between bats that have a close bond, particularly those who share food. And this leads us to their most famous social behavior, reciprocal altruism. As we've discussed, a vampire bat can starve if it fails to find a meal for just 2 consecutive nights. But in a colony, a hungry bat will often be saved by a well-fed roostmate who regurgitates a portion of its own blood meal. This life-saving act isn't random. Bats are far more likely to share with individuals who have previously groomed them or shared food with them in the past. It's a sophisticated system of I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine, but with life or death stakes. This network of grooming, vocal recognition, and food sharing creates a resilient community built on cooperation and trust. So where did these extraordinary creatures come from? The evolutionary journey of the vampire bat is a tale of specialization written over millions of years. Their story begins with ancestral bats that were likely insectivores, feasting on insects as most bats do today. Fossil evidence is scarce, but genetic studies suggest the 3 species of vampire bats, the common, the white-winged, and the hairy-legged, diverged from their insect-eating relatives around 26 million years ago. It's thought that perhaps they began by feeding on insects that parasitized larger animals. From there, it was a small evolutionary leap to start feeding on the animals themselves. They developed razor-sharp incisors that lack enamel, which helps them stay perpetually sharp. They evolved specialized saliva containing anticoagulants, like the aptly named Draculin, to keep the blood flowing freely. Their kidneys adapted to process a high-protein, high-liquid diet, and their senses, particularly their ability to detect the heat of blood vessels through the skin, became incredibly refined. Every aspect of their biology, from their teeth to their social structure, is a testament to this long, specialized evolutionary path. They are not monsters, but masterpieces of natural selection. From their powerful, ground-based agility to their intricate vocal communications. From the social glue of grooming to their deep evolutionary roots, the vampire bat is a creature of incredible complexity. They challenge our perceptions and reveal a side of the natural world that is both brilliantly adapted and profoundly social. They remind us that even in the darkest corners, Life finds the most ingenious ways to thrive through cooperation and community. The more we learn, the more we realize that the reality of the vampire bat is infinitely more captivating than the myth. Thank you for joining us on this exploration. If you found this journey as fascinating as I did, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the wild. Until next time, stay curious.